Get that JLo glow with JLo Beauty Deluxe Kit, the one and done skincare solution clinically proven to boost your skin's radiance and luminosity for an immediate lasting glow. The secret is JLo Beauty's 5-step routine featuring 5 multitasking formulas designed to cleanse, refresh, and prep your skin to take on the day. So get the only skincare routine you'll ever need. Head to jlobeauty.com/juicyscoop to receive 20% off, plus 3 free gifts. Guys, it's the holidays, so fun, but so expensive. And many of us will be spending money that we don't have, and we will find that we are in debt. And my friends at PDS Debt can come up with a personalized solution just for you. Start planning today. Get a free debt analysis right away at pdsdebt.com/juicyscoop. It only takes 30 seconds. That's pdsdebt, DEBT.com/juicyscoop, pdsdebt.com/juicyscoop.
Heather McDonald has got the juiciest scoop. When you're on the road, when you're on the go, Juicy Scoop is the show to know. She talks Hollywood tales, her real life Mr. Segment serial data, and serial sister. You'll be addicted and addicted fast to the #1 tabloid real life podcast. Listen in, listen up. Woo woo. Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. Your favorite Chris Frangiola is here. Welcome, Blue-Eyed Delight.
Thank you.
How are you?
Very good. So excited to be back. Holiday season. You're
Holidays-
right in the midst of it.
I have to say, holiday season, I'm a little surprised because I feel you have changed with your success of cover to cover.
Oh, why is that?
You have a Starbucks cup.
I know.
And
well,
not a 7-Eleven. What made you think that you deserve Starbucks over the drip at 7-Eleven?
Well, the upside of 7-Eleven is you get to make it yourself. No line, no problems. You just walk up. And I don't know, you guys know, there are certain 7-Elevens, good ones and bad ones.
Yes.
I moved to a new neighborhood recently, and the 7-Eleven by my house is not good.
Okay.
Yeah. I take my daughter a lot, and as soon as we walk in, she goes, "It stinks in here." And it's not, I just want you to know that the stink is not the 7-Eleven itself. It's not rotting food or anything. It's
right.
It's the guy behind the cash register.
Okay.
So I feel like every time my daughter says it, I'm like, I don't think he knows, because if he did, he'd probably take care of it. But anyway, so now I got to go to Starbucks because I can't deal with the stinky 7-Eleven.
Okay. Well, you know what? I hope that there's money for your daughter's college.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Get on
By
with
the way,
your
this
life.
is the new Starbucks holiday cup. I know every year it's a big issue if it's going,
if it's going to be too not Christmassy
not
enough.
Christmassy enough, too Christmassy. But I think that's good.
Where's
I think
the
they nailed it.
crucifix?
I know. Well, that's what they want. Some people say it's not Christian enough or whatever, but I feel like that's okay.
It's red and green and pink, so that's a little for everybody.
And did you know this right here? They put a little thing for your name. And
yeah.
what they're supposed to do, I read, is they're trying to make Starbucks a little more personal again.
Yes.
And they're supposed to write a little caption, something fun there for you, not just your name. And I'm like, you think these people who, so you've all seen the baristas with the dirty smocks on. Think they got,
now they have to also
they got to come up with a fun thing for
which
me.
Which they'll probably have to do AI.
Yeah,
What's the fun thing to do? Like, hey, AI, I've got a guy named Chris. I'm a Starbucks. Write something and it's like, oh, holy night, well, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what they want them to do. They want them to write something down.
They have enough to do, people.
I know. These poor people. Just let them.
Chris, what a weekend. Please tell me what you know about, there was a little fight that happened on Netflix.
Oh, my God. Mike Tyson.
So Mike Tyson, who's 58,
yes,
fought
him.
Against.
Some people say played. If you watch the fight, it was nothing much to it.
So everyone is saying, okay, so he played Jake Paul, who's a YouTuber who just exploded. Yeah. He and his brother, I don't know, are the richest YouTubers in the earth or whatever. Yeah. And I guess at one point, early in his career, he was just a young kid
just
dancing and singing. And all of a sudden, he's all buffed out and everything.
Right.
He's gotten into boxing. He's all tattooed. And they do this fight. And so
on Netflix.
Live. So Peter went. He wanted to watch it.
Yeah, everybody did.
He did not attend the Vanderpump annual dog gala with me.
Oh, that's what. Oh, you did. Oh, you guys did that on the same night?
Yes.
I don't. They're probably not the same audience, I would imagine, right?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
Sheena Shea and her husband Brock, were watching it at the table on a
Yeah.
phone. But no, I think it was okay that happened to be the same night.
Yeah.
It is hard. I remember one time there was a gala at the school that fell on a big fight too. And
Okay.
it was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Can we bring in TVs? What's going to happen? Like, we didn't know when we planned this 9 months prior that this would be like the biggest whatever.
Right.
So this was a live event. And also, the last time Peter went to one of the Vanderpump dog balls, I left him there to go hang out with Lance Bass. And
He hung out. Oh, you
no,
did?
I went. I
Oh,
left him at the table and was running around
Okay.
having my fun.
Sure.
And there were those little ladies, little women from the little show on TLC.
Oh, literally the
they're
actual
little.
Little Women.
They're
Yes,
little.
Gotcha.
And one of them got intoxicated, the one sitting next to Peter, and she got sick and allegedly, according to Peter, who told me at the time, puked in her purse
Oh no.
at the dinner.
Really?
So Peter was like, I think you'd have more fun with your sister this year. So I took Shannon
Yeah.
and it was very fun.
Oh, good.
Brandy and
I
Julie
think that's
attended
better
as well.
anyway.
We had a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
so he came home and he said it was a joke and it was fake.
Yeah.
Do you think it was fake?
Well, now many people did say that,
Okay.
but the only reason why I don't believe it was fake, and is because you could actually bet on it, and people were shocked. They were like, "Wait a minute, you could actually bet on this?" I thought it was just scripted. You know, normally if it's something like we know who the winner's going to be, we're not going to take bets
Okay.
because everybody would.
But
bet.
who's taking the bet? Like a
the
bookie?
Vegas, everybody, you
Okay,
could bet,
okay,
like
okay.
all on those, those,
Okay.
all those sports betting apps and stuff.
Okay.
You could bet on the fight.
All right.
So right there, people were like, well, then it's got to be real if you could bet on it because you
Right.
could stand to lose billions. So people were betting on it. There was a lot of bets being put down on it. And of course, it's everything what everyone thought it was going to be. The one guy didn't want to hurt the old man. And the old man was, I feel like, first of all, it started at like midnight by the time it finally went on. He's 58. Right there, it was always like, what are you doing to the guy?
6
Yeah.
o'clock would have been better.
Right, yeah.
But also, okay, so I saw how it looked like he was kind of like Peter said it's like if you were like play fighting.
Yeah.
And then I did see people do videos of him recently training Tyson and
Yeah.
he was a beast,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean,
think in that 1 second clip that everyone watched of him training, he
Yeah.
was a beast. But then I think when they cut the camera, I don't think he did that for 8 minutes.
they also showed, I saw a video of the seats that you could pay for $2 million to watch.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Uh-huh.
There's these guys in these right at here's the ring, here they are, here's the TV in case you miss anything. And just very average food, that you
Right.
could have there. And people are like, wow, $2 million for this.
Well, the winner of the night was Jake Paul won the fight,
Right.
But nobody got knocked out or anything. It was
Yeah.
just but apparently the undercard, 2 women fought, and that was a good fight. Everyone loved that.
Oh, okay.
So I think in the end, more people walked away from going, "Oh, it's fun to watch boxing again."
Well, it's fun
like
to
real fights,
and
'Cause
also
there was
fun to
good
watch
ones.
women boxing.
Yeah,
so
there
good for
was-
that. I
know.
guess.
I think, and then of course Netflix. It was 60 million people watched it. It was like the biggest thing ever, biggest live event I think ever watched by.
You know what's weird is kids don't fight really anymore.
Yeah,
It's just like I feel like, back in the day, people, the boys got in a fight, they got suspended from school. Like,
Right.
I'm sure at certain schools that happens, but I'm telling you, in the private school world of Los Angeles,
Mhm.
it does not happen.
I know.
I don't know that I can say, honestly, my sons have not been in any kind of real fight.
When we were enrolling my daughter in the school,
Yeah.
one of my concerns, I would tell my wife, I was like, I just don't want her to get beat up on the school bus. And my wife's like, where'd you go to school? Like, who gets beat up on the school bus? I was like, I don't know, everybody. That's where it went down. The school
She's
bus
going to
was-
a private
Yeah.
school. I'm sure the school bus has cushioned seats.
There is no
and
school bus.
seatbelts.
I'm the school bus.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is no school bus. Oh, well, then you really don't have to
right.
worry. Yeah.
I know. So it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but when I was going to school, the school bus was lawlessness. I mean,
Yes.
there was it was not like when it was like a cop driving it. It was like some carny, driving the school bus. They didn't care. So whatever going on behind them. it was just
How
like
would they know? Yeah.
It was just wild.
Just terrifying.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I was like. I just don't want my daughter to go through that. And I don't think.
I mean, I do. I feel like we were also told, like growing up in Los Angeles, Catholic school, we would pray for the public school kids.
Yeah.
And I just remember like walking home and I saw a group of
Really?
them and I was like, holy shit. And I just started to like run.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, hey, like they'd say the uniform, whatever. And I don't know. I think, everyone talks about bullying and all this and that. Maybe bullying is online. Maybe it's in front of people. But like so maybe this is why boxing has continued because we don't really see it. Because I remember my mom loved it. She'd get all excited for the fights.
Yeah.
She loved Oscar De La Hoya because he was so cute and charming. And,
Right.
He's like Mexican with the dimples
Yeah.
and all that. And so she always thought he was like the cutest. Also, Sugar Ray, he had
Sugar Ray
a
Leonard.
face of an
Yeah.
angel. And like she liked like the cute people. And so I was always like watching it going, I can't believe we're watching it. Like this is Gladiator.
It's
Like
like
this is
Gladiator.
awful.
Right.
But it's not going away.
No.
So-
And now like UFC's kind of taken over. And that's even more violent than like a regular boxing.
Right.
It's
That's like
wild.
you have to do like high
Yeah.
kicks and stuff.
Yeah, punches like blood everywhere and Joe Rogan screaming in the sidelines. I'm like, oh, this is all too manly for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go watch Wicked.
Well, anyway, so that was a big deal.
Yeah,
Then
it was a
this
big deal.
girl-
I know, my wife works for Netflix. And,
Yes.
she was saying that they were getting new subscriptions.
which
like,
is the whole big hit.
yeah.
That's the
So like per second before the fight went off, they were getting like thousands of new subscriptions a second or something.
right.
So it was just like everything and then
that's-
there were some glitches. So that was all, the thing.
Yeah.
Where there was some buffering or whatever because it's hard to do. I don't know. Nobody's ever done live to that size audience.
Yes,
And
I
now
know they did a couple live things previous. Like there was a live reunion for Love Is Blind
They did
like
a couple
year
of
ago.
award shows live,
Yeah.
SAG Awards. and
So
stuff like that.
so now it seems like they're getting on their way to do more of that. And
They're doing a football game on Christmas Day too. 2 football games on Christmas
with
Day.
Beyonce.
I heard you just told me that.
Beyonce
right?
is going to be the performer, and they showed this like cool video of her like standing on a car in like a red, white, and blue little sexy outfit with her blonde wig and like her white hat,
Oh,
and all the
she's gonna
responses
do
were
the
excited.
cowboy music, or
She's still doing cowboy music, yeah.
she's gonna do
And
that.
but now she's Americana, like back,
Yeah.
like don't forget what happened 2 weeks ago.
Well, it
like
depends. you got to ask America about that.
yeah. So we'll see. I think, listen,
Uh-huh.
she's a great performer. The songs are great.
Yeah.
So they're doing all that kind of stuff, and that's the test, right? If something's a hit, is if the subscribers go way up because they
That's
don't
what they-
really
yeah.
have like a
Right, right,
rating.
right.
It's like, oh, this many people
Well,
watched.
The thing about it now is they're into live sports, and if this live sports continues to go well, I just like TV's just over. Like the only thing that's really keeping regular TV alive
It's like
is
Super
like
Bowl.
live sport. Like
Yeah.
like watching ABC for the CBS for
Oh,
NFL.
so you're saying if Netflix takes all
if
the
Netflix
sports?
starts taking those, then it's like, why would you ever go over to regular TV? Right? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
That's
I
what
mean,
I
it's
think.
like the world is changing quickly. People be
it's just.
fired right and left.
I
and-
couldn't believe I was watching regular TV just like 2 weeks ago, watching like baseball or the playoffs
Yeah.
or something. And you see commercials,
Right.
Which we used to love. I still remember like every commercial jingle in my head from when
Yeah.
I was 5. you know?
Right.
But now you're like, I'm like, I don't even, and it's all for diseases, like you have this disease.
Because they
What-
know the older people are watching it. Yeah.
There's a new disease. I don't want to be insensitive, but I didn't even know this one existed.
What?
I think where people can't straighten out their hands. Have you seen the commercial for it? Can you straighten your hand? And the
No.
guy's like struggling. And then I'm like, oh, I'm watching it going, oh, shit, maybe I have. I'm sitting here trying to straighten my hand like, oh, I'm good. Look at me.
I remember Brandon got into watching like adult TV like game shows. Like he was very into like Family Feud and like
Right.
something when he was like 8 or 9. And he was like, one day he's just like, Mom, do you think you have fibromyalgia or whatever that was?
Right. Fibromyalgia.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm going to be okay. He's like, oh, okay. Like you just saw so many of it.
I figured that the commercials just aimed at people. It feels like just old people, people who can't move. Like
They're just
why,
in their
Why are
chair.
you there?
Yeah.
And I'll get money for whatever happened.
Right.
I'll get you money. Did you fall down somewhere? Call me.
Did you use a weed killer and
Yeah.
now you have cancer?
Did you put
yeah.
baby powder on your vagina in 1978? Call
Yeah.
us. We'll get money for it. That's a big one.
Yeah, the baby
The
powder.
baby powder on the vagina.
What about baby powder? Did you ever put baby powder anywhere down there on yourself as an adult?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't because it always looked like the bathroom, then it looked like a bakery in the bathroom. I'm like, is there anything here where it doesn't fucking explode off? So
well, it's good. You don't have ovarian cancer.
I don't.
Good.
Right? At this point, I'm good. Yeah.
This girl, her name, Sydney Thompson. She's the new Haktua girl. She is going to be the biggest star. She is just overwhelmed by the sudden fame because she was a hot
ring girl. At the Tyson fight.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm glad that hot girls still have a chance to make a living.
I think they're coming back.
Their hot girls are coming back.
I think hot girls are coming back. We did it.
No more body positivity. No. Hot girls, we love you in all shapes and sizes.
You can no longer put brave in that. Like if anything you're doing is brave, you're out right now.
We want an insecure hot girl.
Right.
That's staying thin because that's all she's got going.
Yeah. Those Dove commercials. Sorry, everybody.
It's a new America.
Uh-huh.
Well, anyway, she'll have a podcast soon on Barstool, I'm sure. Juicy Scoopers, I have to come clean about something. And by clean, I mean I actually cleaned out several of my drawers in my bathroom, which were ridiculous. I had so many products that made no sense, that I wasn't using, that were too many routines. That's why I love J.Lo Glow, because first of all, I want to tell you how beautiful it is. This is the products. There's 5 products. I start with a really great cleanser, takes off all my makeup. Then I've got this hydrating, tighten and brightening serum. That's the next step. Then eye cream, so creamy and smooth. Then you've got this hydrating cream. And then for daytime, you've got another cream for the going out and protecting your face against the sun. It's so lovely. And you love that J.Lo Glow. It gives you that dewy, glowy look. People have been complimenting me on my skin. I've been using it for a couple months now. I absolutely love it. So get the only skincare routine you'll ever need. Head to jlowbeauty.com/juicyscoop to receive 20% off, plus 3 free gifts, including 2 quality face masks and a hydrating Besso Balm. Head to jlowbeauty.com/juicyscoop for 20% off and 3 free gifts, a $175 value. jlowbeauty.com/juicyscoop. This episode of Juicy Scoop is sponsored by Curay. Juicy Scoopers, I love a nice handbag. I'm lucky enough to have a few. I want to keep them looking pristine for as long as possible, and that's why I'm so happy that I discovered Curay. Curay is the ultimate solution for protecting and preserving my beautiful purse collection so that they stay beautiful and last forever. You maintain your house, your car, even your body. So why not maintain your fabulous handbags so they last a lifetime? And you could do that with Curay. Your bags are an investment, so let's keep that investment going great. In today's world where overcompensation is a big issue, it's crucial to make things last as long as possible. By taking care of our handbags with Curay, we can do just that. There's a limited supply available. So head to mycuray.com to get your leather care kit today. That's mycuire.com. The best way to make your handbag last forever. Guys, it's the holidays, so fun, but so expensive. And many of us will be spending money that we don't have, and we will find that we are in debt. And my friends at PDS Debt can come up with a personalized solution just for you. If you're making payments every month on your debt and your balances aren't going down, PDS has solutions for you. Everyone with $10,000 or more in eligible debt qualifies, and there's no minimum credit score required. Bad and fair credit accepted. This is so important. You guys, I've talked about how at one time I was in terrible debt before I got married, and it really stressed me out. And I was so relieved to get out from under it. So I really want you guys to tackle this if you're suffering. Start planning today. Get a free debt analysis right away at pdsdebt.com/juicyscoop. It only takes 30 seconds. That's pdsdebt, DEBT.com/juicyscoop, pdsdebt.com/juicyscoop. Okay. Speaking of Barstool.
Oh.
Latest with Brianna Chicken Fry. We talked about this. So she dated, and I kept saying his name wrong because there's Luke Bryan and there's Zach Bryan, but they both are country singers.
Yes.
So it's Zach Bryan, who allegedly is
Zach Bryan,
a
Luke
bad
Bryant
boy
with a T.
Oh, Well, Zach Bryan is allegedly an awful boyfriend. An awful boyfriend.
Man.
Brianna is a likable gal on the Barstool show called My BFF Podcast, whatever.
Right.
In everything that she shared what we shared in the previous shows.
They were dating. They broke up.
Dating broke up, but now she said we were looking. He said he was looking at rings. The same week he told me he was looking at rings to get engaged is when I found out he was, DMing and on apps and actively trying to cheat if he hadn't already.
Right.
That was like the first thing.
Okay.
Then now she did a video saying, Zach, if you keep showing videos of my cat, so I don't know, maybe they got a cat together and he got custody of the cat, and now he's posting photos of the cat to like torture her, in her opinion. And she said, if you keep showing...
He's posting them on what, his Instagram?
I don't know. I don't like it
to the
so
public.
much. There's so many... I'm like, okay, this story is gone about 2 weeks too long. Like, I'm kind of like, okay, most stories don't last this long.
I know.
Yeah.
Because there's more to it. There's well, Dave Portnoy, who apparently runs, of course, Barstool, but is also on this podcast with her. He was somehow involved.
Yes, he is the hero of all disgruntled girlfriends now.
Because
he is saying, this guy's a jerk. Let's show everything. Let's tell everything. Tell how he offered you $12 million. She said that to keep her mouth shut. Then he and the other guy wrote song parodies about
diss track. That's
him,
the new thing.
Yeah, diss track.
That's
how he had a Lego
people.
Head, and then he was a cheater, and all of a sudden people say they like the music, and then he said, I'm actually canceling the podcast.
I know. They're going to keep the podcast going. He's just not going to be on it anymore. It's going to be her still and the other guy.
All right. Well, very weird. Okay. So she's only 25 years old.
Yeah.
So now she, last night or whatever, said, if you don't stop, exploiting my cat or whatever, she used that word, showing photos of the cat, then I'm going to show videos of you throwing some stuff at my face. So now she's saying there's videos not only of you being a dick and everything and being a gaslighting asshole boyfriend.
Right.
Who made me insecure and made me wonder what the fuck was going on. You actually might be, violent in some way.
Yeah.
That's where we are at now.
But if she has videos like that, that's a problem.
I mean,
that's
at this point, where is the cat, Zach? Just give the cat back.
Yeah, why would he?
And have the cat show up in a Louis Vuitton bag with some cash anyway. It's just you don't need to do anything. You can still talk shit about me. Here's $1 million. I don't know, like how much more, or at this point, is he going to fight back and be like, this is enough? I mean, again, it's going to make it really hard because most girls have a podcast. And so maybe all the girls that say they're going to shave their head to be unattractive and not, just get a podcast, girl, because every guy is going to be too scared to date you.
Right. They won't do anything because you'll talk about it. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, first of all, this guy's a giant. I mean, this guy plays stadiums. Like, he's huge.
I mean, if we still listen to Michael Jackson, people still listen to R. Kelly, people still listen to P. Diddy, people still listen to, Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm. Some people,
for the the
Garth Brooks had some stuff. He fought against it.
Also, white girls are not a real loyal audience to anybody.
White girls?
Yeah, white girls that are probably her fans right now.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me that some girl that's like, I hate, Zach Bryan, he's a jerk. I love Brianna, which is fine. They can do that. So 6 months from now,
right,
or even less, Zach Bryan is at Coachella. And your cute boyfriend.
Oh, he's already done that. He's been
whatever.
That, yeah.
He's doing a big concert.
Yeah.
And your new cute hot boyfriend says in April of 2025, hey, cute girl that also is Chicken Fries fan.
Uh-huh.
I got us tickets to Zach Bryan. Won't that be fun? You're telling me that there are fans that'll be like, no. Not going to my boyfriend. You think
I agree with you.
Yeah, they'll go.
I would think they'll already.
They'll go. So I'm just saying, like, it's fine, have fun with it. But I just feel more and more scandals do not stick.
Right.
They do not stick unless it's really. So if she really shows a video that's like.
But I'm saying they stick if you have video.
Right. If the video is something And it's not a napkin in her face like Tamara Barney did to a
Right.
Real Housewife. It's, and it's like literally like he threw like a big salt shaker and she missed or something.
Yeah.
Like then that's going to be something that's going to make people be like, okay.
Right.
So we'll see. I hope that's
Although-
not the case. I wouldn't want to think that anybody went through that,
They had video with Johnny Depp, but he wasn't really. He was slamming cabinets and stuff, and he's
Well,
still.
that's not someone's head though.
I don't know. I mean,
being angry and like being like, what the hell
right.
is one thing than directing, hurling anything towards someone's face
Yeah.
and also putting your hands on them. That's totally different.
Right.
Going like this to a table, and I mean, that's bad. It makes you look like, I don't think I want to
Got
date that
anger
person.
issues, right.
But
Yeah.
we'll
Well,
see.
I don't know, but I mean, that's probably why he was offering $12 million. He probably knew, like, oh, I did some, like, nobody goes, oh, she's saying bad things about me. I'm gonna give you, like, if it was
Well, yeah,
nothing,
there's-
why would you offer $12 million?
He's clearly effed up and clearly not somebody you want your daughter to date.
Right.
Or your sister or anything.
Yeah.
But will people like his next song and play it on the radio? Yeah. Unless something really bad.
Well, he's the biggest
and even if
country-
something really bad comes
Yeah.
out, like I said, Michael Jackson has a musical out. Like,
Yeah. Right. I mean, Michael Jackson is still. There was a minute where everybody was like, "No more Michael Jackson music,"
And it
on
was
our
literally a
radio
minute.
station. Yeah, and then
And you walk into
everything came.
Macy's and
I
it's
mean,
like,
Those
pretty
songs,
young thing.
I mean,
Repeat after me.
let's
I'm
face it,
saying.
those
Yeah.
songs are too good. He's got some good ones.
Conan O'Brien is the new host of the Oscars.
Yes.
And in the past, it's been Jimmy Kimmel. Totally not surprised, being that we're in a new phase of America.
But Jimmy did say he wasn't going to do it anymore. It was.
He
They
said
did
it?
ask him,
Okay.
and he said no.
But I also thought
Yeah.
that was probably not anything people want to hear again.
No.
Conan's done, I guess, several things over the last 25 years, this
Yeah.
type of variety show. He's still got his arsenal of writers. He's a good,
Conan
funny
O'Brien
host.
is the perfect
Totally
choice.
agree.
They should not only sign him for this year, they should sign him for the next 10 years.
because
Just
nobody
like,
wants to do
Nobody
it.
wants to do it
But if-
anymore. You're exactly whatever. Nope. Conan's kind of like everybody likes him,
Yeah.
He's kind of played his career almost perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anybody who's he's gotten more popular after he left.
I
Late
actually
Night.
think a Jim Gaffigan could be good too.
Yeah, even Jim Gaffigan's kind of like polarized himself a little bit lately.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe. But eventually, I feel like, maybe Jim Gaffigan has to be on a little more TV. Like,
Yeah.
he's such a big stand-up.
I bet they asked him. I bet he was one of the names.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with doing it and you don't have that staff of arsenal of writers that you can go, okay, guys, let's do something really fun
Right.
together, I think it is scary. And I have now put myself in a scary situation.
I know. This is shocking. Like, I was reading this on your Instagram, and I'm like, are you just talking about it like you're going to watch it? Because you just kept saying, I'm hosting it.
I am hosting tonight. So when you guys are listening to this, you could go to my Instagram and I'll post some photos from it, at least like me on the red carpet. I am hosting the the American Reality TV Awards show, and it's a real show.
Is this taking place like at a Red Lobster in Burbank? Or
No,
is
it's taking place at the Avalon in Hollywood
Oh,
with tables, so kind of like a Golden Globe, like a poor man's Golden Globe.
okay.
And all different reality stars, from like The Challenge to the real estate shows to Catfish, JoJo Siwa, Tamara Barney. They're all going to be presenters. There's categories for everything. And I won Best Reality Podcast last year,
You did?
but there was no ceremony. There was no show.
Because of what, COVID or something? Or just
I don't
there was
know. Whatever. I can't remember why.
Yeah.
So then they called and they were like, we'd love for you to be a part of it or present the award. And I'm like, oh, yeah, totally. I'll go get cute and do that. That'll be fun.
Right.
Since I didn't get to do my like big Academy Award, And they're like, do you want to host the whole thing? And I immediately thought of like, oh, well, how hard it is to do those jokes and not piss off people. And like, either you're Ricky Gervais or you suck.
Yeah.
Like there's no.
Right.
But I was like, you know what? That'd be crazy for me to say no. I may never get another opportunity. So I was like, all right, let's do it.
Right.
I don't know how many more years I'll be this cute.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 5 different times I come on stage. So I have 5
So you
different
open
dresses.
the monologue. Your
Yes.
opening monologue. You come
I do
out.
have an opening monologue.
Ladies and gentlemen, Heather McDonald.
Right. Now, this is going to air in a week on Black Friday
On what channel?
on Roku.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, so they're recording it like live to tape, like you would a stand-up special, where they're kind of doing it like in a truck outside. But then, of course, if something happens, if there's a mistake or whatever, they can edit
Right.
that out. So they're like, do whatever you want, you know? And I'm like, hey, I'm just going to be funny. If a joke is too edgy, if it flops or whatever, you might see it and it might be literally me just coming out and going, and welcome, our first presenter is, they might
Right.
cut out my whole thing. I don't know. But I'm writing,
So what are some of
Jokes.
the categories? Like what
they are, you know, like, best challenged reality show, biggest, best reality queen. Like they're fun things
Yeah.
like that. There's a whole bunch though. It's like
And
going to
the-
be like 2 hours.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can give this information, but I know in some cases, award shows, they'll tell the people you won to get them there.
No.
They don't know they're winning.
I mean, I only know the one category that I'm doing
Yeah.
who won.
Right.
But no, I don't know who's winning any of the
Yeah.
things. No, they reach out to people and they're like, we'd love to have you be a presenter. And we also want you to know you're being nominated. So
Right.
I think they go. And if they win, they literally go up and get to,
So this is tonight.
this is tonight.
I
just
feel
want
like you should be napping or something.
I just
or
want
preparing.
people to little bit know what a one-woman operation Heather McDonald is. So I bought every dress myself. Okay.
And
shopped at several stores.
and
over the-
writing it yourself.
Every pair of shoes. I did have my friend, Jen Principe, who's a stylist, come and meet me and help me. Okay.
Okay.
But I did purchase everything myself. No,
Like where
no
at?
designers coming with a rack to my house.
That's what I always. That's what
No.
I'm thinking. You should be right now because I always hear the stories like, or you see like they're sitting there and their curls in their hair. No,
No. And so
I feel like you really
doing my own
I feel like you're
makeup.
half-assing this. I feel like you need to be gone now and getting prepared.
Well, that's the fun of
You don't want
the
to fuck this.
authenticity.
You don't want to fuck this up for the audience of Roku.
so I'm like, listen, and I always do my own makeup, but I was going to get a makeup artist, but then I realized I have to record the Tuesday show with you on Monday, so I have to put on makeup. So I already did the majority, like I'll enhance it a little, but I already have the makeup. So then I was like, well, I would really love a hair person.
Okay.
So I found a hair person.
And they'll be coming to your home or
Well,
to the...
she canceled.
Oh, shit. I got a gal who cuts my hair at Supercuts.
So I
could call
have
her.
literally, I have Lala, Sheena, I have all these people trying to see if their people can come.
Oh, okay.
And so far, no luck.
But can't you just go to like anybody? Like, don't you go to
I mean, at one point, I'm going to
Bar?
be there at like 3, and I have a little time between us recording and that. So, first of all, I can do my own hair. It won't be as great. It won't be like special. Like I was going to actually put in like little extra hair pieces so I look like,
right.
like I have like, great locks, maybe do like an updo halfway through. But I don't know that I'm going to get, and I'm like, God, Heather, this is Los Angeles. Like, it's kind of a big deal, and it's Hollywood. But I've literally have tried like all morning. And at a certain
get
point, I
something.
just have to go, you know what? It's more important that I am funny.
Yeah.
So we'll just see what happens. You know what?
Have you written a monologue?
I've been writing it. But it's like, they said, do you want it in the teleprompter? I go, no. I just want to do the bullets.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm not used to when I
Yeah.
do stand-up, I'm not used to reading
Teleprompters
anything.
take it-
So I just want the teleprompter to be like, hello and welcome to blah, 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 blah. Joke, joke, joke. I'll have the bullets, joke, joke.
Yeah.
And then I'll, based on how it's going, I can go a little longer or not.
right.
And then I come out again to do the award that I won and give the person that award. I have another thing that I come out for like best variety show. And then I like have a check-in moment, whatever.
Everybody having fun?
And based on something that happened, maybe I'll come up with something funny,
Yeah.
or I'll just be like, everyone looks gorgeous. Our next thing is, depending.
Right.
Or if they're like, just skip it, we're running late. I don't know what they'll do. So then, but they won't do that because it's okay if it goes long. That's right. It's not live. So then, and then I come out in the final goodbye. So like I have, some people coming. I have Peter coming.
Okay.
And that's it.
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't like this. How long is the monologue? How long is the opening?
They said go, you can do it as short as long as you want. Doesn't matter. Feel it out. They're just like that. They're really cool.
I feel like, who's behind this?
They've done this
it's
before.
almost too loose.
Like Melissa Peterson has been the host.
Oh, okay. I know her.
I want to say
She's
like
very
Matthew
hosty,
Bennett
though.
or somebody has done it.
Yeah.
I know it could be a disaster, but what's great about Juicy Scoop Heather McDonald in my life today
Okay.
is I don't care that much. Like, I'm like, if it's a
I
fucking
love
disaster, it'll be a hilarious story and
Yeah.
I'll share it on Patreon.
I'm very excited
If
for
it's
your lack
great-
of preparation.
If it's great, it's great.
Yeah.
I have some solid jokes and things, but I have to be nice and I have to realize this is all reality. So I can't just be like doing a bunch of housewife impressions.
Right.
Like, it's The Challenge, it's The Circle, it's like all these other big reality shows that are being honored and everything. So I'm kind of just doing, thinking about general jokes and stuff that are funny.
Right.
And if they're too edgy or whatever and they don't make it, so what? Like the people in the audience got to see it, And I'm going to have Peter film and I'll have footage of it. So
Yeah.
I'll probably be like, hey, if you didn't use it, I still want to show my monologue. And if it's a disaster, if I trip or fall, I'm putting it up.
I'm going to write you a joke right now.
Okay,
I'm going
great.
to write you an opening monologue joke right now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, here goes. You ready?
Yeah.
This is it. Okay.
Yeah.
Say, reality TV, it's come so far. Remember the beginning of reality TV? We all remember where reality TV started. Probably The Real World on MTV. But The Real World's so old, it's about to box Jake Paul on Netflix next weekend.
Okay. I'm going to write that down.
That's a good one.
It's
fresh
perfect.
from the headlines.
I love it.
The Real World's so old, it's going to fight Jake Paul on Netflix next weekend. Big laugh.
Okay, good. I'll tell you my other jokes
How'd I
when
do?
we're done. I love it. I'm going to use it.
Thank you.
100%. That's what I'm saying. It's that perfect kind of joking, which isn't really my normal.
I'm a expert. I've written on a lot of monologue for third rate award shows.
Okay, well, before you leave, let me walk down and buy you a Diet Coke and see if we can get any more out of you.
Okay.
Anyway, it should be fun.
Yeah.
And it might be a little awkward. There's a lot of people I've talked about that are coming.
I love your attitude. I love the who cares attitude. I feel that's the best way to go about anything these days because
with the amount that I would have cared, honestly, 10 years ago,
I know.
I would have just been terrified, and just being like, this could lead to, this could be blah, blah, blah. Like they said, how they're supposedly getting rid of The View. I don't know if that's true.
Right.
Whatever. So someone's like, would you do it? If they ever came to you. And I go, I always said the only way I'd ever move to New York is if there was a TV job in place.
Yeah.
And my kids were already out of school and I was in my 50s.
Here you
Then
are.
I think it would be fun to be rich and have a job in New York for a little bit and see how it goes.
Every day from your fancy apartment.
So anyway, I've never been on The View.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that if someone's listening to this and they are thinking maybe Heather would be fun, I would try it out. And if it's a disaster, who cares?
That's the beauty.
Who cares? I'm never going to leave Juicy Scoop. I will never leave Juicy Scoop. I will never stop doing stand-up. So great. Or I could really love it. It could be a whole nother chapter for me.
Strangely enough, and I've actually read this about the election 2 weeks ago, people, for whether it be podcasting or whatever, people now want unscripted more. They want to see their political candidates even on like a Joe Rogan for 3 hours where they're just kind of riffing and blah, blah, blah. They don't want to sit down 2 minutes on 60 Minutes or any of that anymore. And so there's never been more of a time to just say, fuck it, because it's kind of what people want now, it seems.
Yeah.
They want just more real than scripted.
I was always scared of New York, always wondering how would that life even be?
Yeah.
But I was always like, well, if you have a really nice apartment and a doorman and, and a way to get there, whatever, then that would be real fun. Because every time I ever did New York press and stuff, I would just pretend I'm living here, and sometimes I'd be in a hotel, sometimes I'd be staying at Dr. Drew's place without them being there, like, you
Right.
know, whatever. Or my other rich friend, like, and so I'd always be like, oh, I just pretend like I'm, you know, Carrie Bradshaw and
Yeah.
skipping across the street. And like, so now I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Right.
You know, when there were little opportunities that were like rumblings, never like I was offered it. I was always like, oh my God, what would I do if I got this? Like the boys are, you know, the kids are whatever, school age. And like, would I come home every other weekend? Like, what would we do? Would I put them on a subway to go to school? And then I never
Now,
got,
what are they saying?
I never got the gig,
Yeah.
so it never mattered. But I would always think like, I think I have to turn it down.
What are they
even if
saying?
I
They're
got-
going to get rid of the View and replace it with something else?
No,
they're
like
just gonna have new people?
they're going to get rid of some
some
people
of
to
the-
have like
yeah.
some different voices, possibly.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, and then
But never like Whoopi or
yeah,
I don't. I know Whoopi's still on it, but is the other one still on it?
Sunny.
No, not Sunny.
People don't
the
like
one who's been on forever.
Joy and Whoopi
Joy-
are both on it.
Behar still on it? Joy
Yeah.
Behar? Oh,
And I mean, they are. If they're not 80 yet, they're both very
Joy
close to
Behar's
it.
got to be close.
But they're, you know, both sharp and, you know, whatever. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know that they'd want to get rid of them, but, like, whatever, try out some new people. And so I'm officially throwing in my hat because I just want to see what would happen.
Okay,
So we'll see.
we'll see.
Um,
See you in New York.
JoJo Siwa. She was
Yeah.
performing at Brown University, doing new songs, dancing around videos. She did a little a rap about and it ended with like and making her drip, and then all these girls like cheering
no.
because she's you know
Yeah, I
gay
know.
and
I've
getting real
heard,
sexy.
I've heard.
She's a presenter tonight.
Oh, she'll be a presenter this evening?
so
Oh,
excited.
Hold on, let me write my JoJo Siwa joke. Hold on.
And real excited. You know,
Yeah.
she's our neighbor.
Where?
Tarzana.
Really?
Yes.
You know, it's funny. There's a bowling alley by my house, Corbin Bowl.
Of course. I
Yeah,
love
you
it.
know
It's my
Corbin. Yeah,
it's my
been
go-to
there
for the last 50
been there
years.
for 50 years.
Yeah.
And I live up in the hill
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
Corbin Bowl. I want people to know it's the other side of Ventura Boulevard.
Corbin Bowl
you know.
has been redone and it is lovely and fun. Have you taken your daughter bowling?
Oh,
It's the best time ever.
Not bowling. We go to the game room. That's
Okay,
how.
but
yeah.
get ready when she's old enough to bowl and you will be addicted.
But anyway, there is a bowling pin in there signed by JoJo Siwa.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I often, so she does Tarzana's own.
First of all, I want to go there and be like, why have you not asked me? There was a time when the boys were bowling so much
Yeah.
that I did have ladies approach me and ask if I wanted to join their group.
Oh, like a league? Like,
Like
a bowling
I was
league?
like pretty good.
Oh, I would. If you get into a bowling league, then finally I'll have some respect. All this other this reality show bullshit. Who cares? I
But
want to
then-
see you.
But
in a-
recently I went bowling or someone had it in their house, some rich person, and I was awful. Like it was
Really?
because I literally was going for like a solid 5 years, like regularly with the boys.
I feel like you have long limbs. I feel like that helps.
I mean, it is a satisfying game.
Yeah.
And
It's fun.
Anyway, so she's going to be there. So she was doing it. And do you remember when you did college stuff?
Do I ever? I mean, remember, like performing at college.
Yeah.
Just was always.
Performing at the
The
college.
my takeaway. You've done them, right?
Yeah.
My takeaway. I remember going. Like during like Chelsea Lately days,
Yeah.
we go to college, and I just remember walking into one. I think it was St. Joseph's University, like around Philadelphia,
Uh-huh.
and it was like St. Patrick's Day weekend. So, like at the worst, like any cool kid was not going to be at a comedy show, you know? So it was like four nerds in their Uggs and their sweatpants. And I just remember like going, oh my God, I didn't realize how young they would be.
Yeah.
Like it's like, in some cases, they could be 17
Yeah.
you know, or 18. And I was like, oh, I have nothing to say to you people. Like nothing. Like there's nothing I'm going to say that any of you would get.
Yeah.
I remember the girl picked me up from the airport in some shitty car,
Yeah.
you know, and she was all excited. And I think she like, and then I got in the car and I think she's like, oh, I didn't know you were going to be like this old. So she had like nothing to say to me. She's like, oh my God. And she goes, oh, just so you know, you get all the free soda you want at the gig. I was like, oh, well, I'm glad I know that.
I always just remember feeling like whoever hired me for it, which was always the gay guy that got appointed.
Right.
And that was, you know,
Yeah.
watching the show Chelsea Lately with his mom.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
now
yeah.
he's like, I know just the person to
Uh-huh.
hire, you know. So he's always real excited. But then nobody else was.
Nobody.
Nobody else was. And then I always felt like at the end, it was just sort of like disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, and we want to get one last picture. And they're like, yeah. And they're like, okay, so your car is here. Goodbye. Like, they just want to go back to their dorms. They're like, that meeting your hero, like, wasn't what they thought.
I know. I remember they couldn't have been less impressed.
Yeah.
I've done like 4 of them, and it wasn't even like usually here. Oh, the money was great. And it wasn't even that great, you know. And I was just like, oh, this is all so embarrassing. And it was in like a cafeteria. It wasn't like some venue you do like the big venue or whatever, but these were like little cafeterias.
This is who they should get. They should get people like
I know,
her.
like singers. Like nobody, even her. I think she's even like college kids were like, who? JoJo Siwa. I feel like she's...
No, all the college kids know who JoJo Siwa was.
You think so?
Yeah, because she's exploded after the Dance Moms. Yeah.
Right.
This episode of Juicy Scoop is brought to you by iRestore. This is clinically proven to advance hair growth, designed for women who want to say goodbye to thinning hair. I know a lot of us are suffering. Our hairbrushes have more hair at the bottom of the drain. And if you're tired of thinning hair loss, you really have to try this. The iRestore Elite is the most powerful device on the market. It's packed with 500 lasers and LEDs to provide maximum scalp coverage to help you grow thicker, longer, healthier hair. Guys, I know you say I have great hair, and I do, but in time, it has gotten thinner. And so when I got this product, I'm like, I'm going to try it. And I have been using it, and I love it. I have noticed a thickness, a fullness, and I feel like it's doing its job. So imagine what it can do for you. Are you ready to get medical grade red light treatment at home to regrow your hair for a limited time only? Check out their huge Black Friday sale. Our Juicy Scoopers will get hundreds of dollars off their iRestore Elite with our exclusive link at irestorelaser.com/Juicy Scoop. That's $100 off the iRestore Elite at irestorelaser.com/Juicy Scoop. Please support our show and tell them I sent you. Hair loss is frustrating and you don't have to fight it alone thanks to iRestore. This holiday season, give him the gift of confidence with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra by Manscaped. Look at this. Come on, this is a dream come true for the man, but also for us. So whether it's your partner, brother, or friend who could just use a little grooming upgrade, this is an all-in-one set. It has everything he needs to look and feel his best, from staying fresh to keeping sharp. It's the perfect way to show you care, because every guy deserves to feel a little more polished this winter. Here we got the Weed Whacker. It really gets the groin area going. This little number gets the ear hairs, the nose hairs. I mean, how much don't you want that taken care of? Then we've got the Crop Preserver. This helps after the shave. And the Crop Smoother. We're talking keep those balls safe and sound and looking great for everyone involved. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code JuicyScoop at manscaped.com. That's 20% off. Free shipping with the code JuicyScoop of manscaped.com. Stay on top of your grooming game. Look, it all comes in this nice bag so he can stay organized. And be ready for anything this season that comes throwing your way. And by throwing, I mean maybe your man's package in your face. Don't you want it looking a little trim, cuter, and nicer? Now, did you hear about Mattel accidentally lists adult film website on the Wicked doll boxes because of Wicked Films?
Wicked's a porn site, and they put wicked.com on the boxes, and wicked.com takes you to Wicked porn site.
And nobody, this is where I'm like,
here's what I heard.
Okay.
I heard this is where AI could be a problem.
Yes.
I heard they had the packaging done by AI, and whatever they say, make a package, wicked.com. And if a real person did it, they were like, just so you know, wicked.com is a porn site
that's been around since like 96.
Yeah, it's like the oldest one. Like everybody knows wicked.com. But AI, of course, doesn't know that. So they're saying it's AI packaging. And there you go. First AI issue.
Yeah.
So now I don't know how they're going to, they have to take it all off the shelves.
Yeah, I just saw, even on the new iPhone, I saw a commercial saying that like this guy's like, looks at his phone and he's like, I'm trying to write his boss, like, I think we need more time to work on this project or whatever. And then he highlights it, and then you do something like AI make it smarter.
Yeah.
So it's like upon further review, it's just extra words.
I know. That's what they
So
do.
it's
They just put
upon
extra
further
words.
review, I feel given the opportunity, it might, behoove us to spend more time on this, whatever it is.
Do you ever watch like People's Court or any of those court shows?
Yeah.
And you always see like the dumbest guy waiting there to, and that's what I feel AI does. Because then whoever Judge Judy will ask them about their case, and they'll throw in some big words just to sound smart. On the afternoon in question, I didn't paint her garage for and then I'm like, oh, it's so AI just like flowers it up with other words.
Whatever you would talk about Judge Judy, you'd always go, and every case ends with,
"You're gonna paint that man's garage."
or
Do
also,
you think I'm stupid?
and also give him back the dog.
Yeah.
Give him back your dog.
Yeah.
His
You're
dog.
gonna give that man back his dog.
Anyway,
People used to tremble in fear on Judge Judy as if she was like handing out death sentences. But in the end, it was always like, you just won $500 and you get your dog back.
also, whenever they do like dolls to like really match the stars' faces,
Too creepy.
I just want to say, if I ever get to that place
Mhm.
of someone doing
Maybe
a
when
How
you're
to
on The
Make
View.
Your Doll,
When they do the View doll collection.
just do my hair
Mm-hmm.
and do my outfit, but give me an original cute Barbie face.
Yeah.
I don't want my face molded.
You don't want it to look too good.
No, I don't want it to look like me.
Yeah.
I want the
okay.
Barbie to just be like a super cute brunette that's like Heather McDonald Barbie, but
Right.
don't try to match my weird fucking nose and my like overbite. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want just like a cute face.
Do the Wicked dolls look a little too close to like Ariana Grande? And
Yeah, like I'd like,
Yeah.
not that cute. Like,
Yeah.
like a little of a,
Ariana Grande's kind of got a doll's face in real life.
Yeah, but it's a little like pointy. You know what I mean? It does look like her, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like, I don't know. I fine for them. I'm just saying for me, Mattel, when you do my View doll,
Yeah.
I just want it to just be like a cute, like just a cute brunette doll that's already in your stable.
I could
Just
see
dress them up as me.
Yeah.
This mother is fighting child endangerment charges after her son walked alone less than a mile from home.
To go to the store or something.
So he was 10, and I assume somebody saw the 10-year-old walking and called the police, and then the police went
To
and-
her house.
Yeah, and again, this cop is just probably like, well, if I don't do this, then I'm going to be in trouble. Better safe than sorry.
Right.
So then he went, and she's like, what do you mean? Like, you can't walk down to the store. So then it started a lot of conversation of, how overprotective people might be with their kid. And I mean, I feel like, listen, it is a risk no matter where you are. And
Mhm.
kids that were riding on bikes by themselves and walking home for school in the 70s and 80s, the 90s, 2000s, today, they do get snatched.
Yeah.
If they're of a certain size, they have an option of getting snatched. So it's like, if you want to
right.
risk that, then you're risking it, and that is fine. Like you have, but I don't think that should not, a parent should have that choice to say, yes, anything can happen. A truck could hit my kid,
Right.
walking. So but I feel like if my kid's walking to the store, he's safe in this neighborhood, and we're going to take that risk because anyone could be kidnapped anywhere. An adult woman
Yeah.
could be kidnapped. So, but certainly, like, let me think. For my kids, they did ride their bike to school once they were, in my opinion, too large to be kidnapped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 14
Okay, so what,
is when,
like a certain height or weight?
well, the school was always close enough for us to take them to. Oh, you know what? At our school, they originally, Peter did set them out on their bikes.
Yeah.
And then they called and said, we do not allow kids to ride their bikes here.
Really?
I guess they didn't feel like it was safe, the liability. I don't know if they were getting too close to cars, whatever.
I feel like traffic. I'm more.
Yeah,
I'm more
it's about
concerned
the
with traffic.
I think it was the traffic.
Than kidnapping.
So then when Drake became 14,
right.
then Peter, again, was like, you are going to ride your bike. So he was riding his bike to Calabasas, which was like big hills and stuff. And this is before electric bikes. And he, came home so tired, took a nap, woke up, and realized, oh my God, I'm going to be late for school, and rode his bike to school, didn't realize till he got there that it was 8 at night, not 8 in the morning. He'd taken a nap. And he did it twice.
Oh, no.
He did on another day.
Which child was that?
Drake.
Oh.
He woke up at 7:30 at night.
Yeah.
But he thought it was the morning.
Oh, no.
And hopped and was in a panic that Peter would yell at him, and then got there. And
it's almost a good thing nobody kidnapped him. You know what I mean?
We also say he's such a complainer.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
No matter where I take him
kidnap would
for
return
food.
him.
Yeah, like the food, everything. He'd be like,
Yeah.
even if he was tied up in a basement, he'd be like, I don't know why you use these wires when you could use these other. He's a know-it-all. Just
yeah.
And then
in 2 days, the kidnapper would throw him back on the front lawn. This guy's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Brandon loved riding his bike to Crespi, and it got stolen.
The bike?
Yes.
Oh, no.
It was a very expensive
Yeah.
bike, an electric Chiron.
Oh.
And he tied it up. He didn't ask to say, "Hey, I'm late. Can you put it in
Yeah.
this private gate?" So he just put it up against something.
Oh,
Someone
on the
saw it,
street.
got it. And then he calls me to tell me that it's been stolen, and I'm like, "Oh shit," And Peter had a tracker on it. So he's like, "I know where it is." And it's in in my opinion, not a good neighborhood
Right.
of LA at some
Uh-huh.
apartment complex.
Okay.
And he's like, "Come on, Brandon, let's go get it."
Oh, no.
I lost my mind.
Yeah.
I was screaming. I was crying. I was like, "What are you doing? You're going to approach this gang member to
Yeah.
get this bike back?" And then I go, "No, you go by yourself. I
Right.
don't, you go by yourself. You're not taking my child." And he's like, "Well, I need him to help me pick up the bike once we find it." And I had to call my brother-in-law.
Did they get?
I had no say
Peter's
in
like
this.
Peter's like Liam Neeson. Do you have my son's bike? I have a particular set of skills. I will come.
He does have the skills.
Yeah.
He had the tracker.
Yeah.
He knew where it was. And I'm like,
I will come to your apartment complex in Reseda.
no. So he goes, and I am full down, Rosary, Our Father, just get my kid home safe, because I'm
Right.
imagining Peter being pissed, seeing the bike and this guy shooting them or something.
Yeah.
They get to the apartment complex and they're like, "We know it's here. Can we look at, you have a surveillance camera. Can you look and see?" Well, that person knows that they're in a gang infested
Right.
apartment. They're not going to, for their little money, they're not going to turn on 4B, and they're like, "No, I can't show you that."
Yeah.
And so then they left. That was it.
So they never
We never got our
Wow.
our bike back. Wasn't insured.
Huh.
And
now
we kept Brandon.
and now in the valley there's a low rider electric bike. Hey, it was free. That's fun.
Oh, but I I kept thinking it doesn't matter. I'm like, it doesn't matter. This is why we work hard, so that when something tragic like this happens,
You don't have to.
yeah, I'm like, if
sweat
this
it.
happened to somebody who their bike was their only means of transportation, I get why you would have to try and risk your life to get
Yeah.
it back. But we don't. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, it was a nice try. A good effort.
I want to talk to you about this story. Now, this is a little Real Housewives news.
Okay.
And it's just a little interesting. So this girl, Emily, on Real Housewives of OC,
Mm-hmm.
a new cast member comes on, Katie. And Katie has an 18-year-old daughter. And
Right.
Emily has twin boys who are 9. And she goes, "Oh, could your daughter babysit my kids?" Sure.
Okay.
So they see that she's cute. The daughter comes, she babysits them. And then off camera, the daughter tells the mom, "By the way, when I was babysitting Emily's boys,
Mm-hmm.
they said Heather is mean. Heather Dubrow is mean," who's one of the other cast members.
Sure, I know her.
So Katie, the mom, says it on camera to Tamara as that's kind of funny that the little kids must have heard some shit talking and repeated it. Well, Heather Dubrow doesn't like that. And then Emily doesn't like it because she's like, "You've thrown my 2 9-year-old boys under the bus. And I never talked about Heather like that, And she's like, "Maybe your daughter's lying." And she's like, "Well, my daughter's not lying, but, yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't have talked about it
yeah.
to anybody." So then another person online comes together. "I also babysat for Emily once." And those kids did talk about the housewives.
Oh, no. Whoa.
And I'm like, now an ex-babysitter nanny is like, let me do a TikTok about this
Yeah.
shit and get involved. Like, no, this is why, I'm sorry, why robots are going to take over.
Nannying?
Everything.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
I think people just hear stuff like this, especially in LA. And they're like, I'd love to have, an assistant or a housekeeper or a nanny.
Right.
But like, my God, any person that no longer works for me is just going to like talk shit
Yeah.
if I'm a public figure.
Right.
And I know that you've had,
I have it. We had a nanny. Yeah. We loved her.
you love her now. Wait till she talks about Chris Frangiola on TikTok.
I often think about it. She got nothing on me. I was,
No, I know.
I'm of the people. I'm a regular guy. Like we were the, like she always says, you guys were the great. I mean, she told us stories.
See, she talked about other people.
Oh my God. She would tell us, but she never said, she was a high end nanny. She had some big time people that
Yeah.
she was nanny for. And she never about them, but like, she was like, this person you wouldn't know, but they would do this and
So
that.
she was
and-
basically doing blind items.
Yes, exactly. To us. Yeah. More or less like blind items.
Yeah.
And it was like, first of all, like, I can't believe anybody would even like talk to anybody like that, let alone somebody in your home watching your child. Like, it's just shocking the things that people say to,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they figure you're working for me, so I can say anything to you or, it's wild.
Right. It's interesting. So you got to watch who you ask to babysit. Now, I thought this was kind of an interesting thing from In Touch. Who knows if it's the validity of it, but
Right.
one thing about Kris Jenner is she's very nice to all the ex-fathers and baby daddies. She would include Lamar in things when they were still whatever. And of course, Scott is the father of Courtney's 3 kids. Now she's married to Travis Barker and they have a 1-year-old. And according to In Touch, Courtney is threatening to skip any family holiday parties if Scott's invited, but Scott is pushing back hard. And I just want to say, like, take the famous and the TV show out of it.
What?
Anybody that was with a guy for 3
Yeah.
and had 3 kids with him and they never got married. And we have seen his behavior. He did struggle with, some type of, hard partying and rumors of him not being, faithful, whatever. They still had a nice thing. He's still a very dedicated father. We give him that. But yeah, like, I would be, if I was Courtney, I'd be like, come on. Like, I'm married and I have my husband here. Like, why? And I have my stepkids. Like, why does he also have to be here? Why can't, just like a normal family, him pick up the kids at noon on Christmas, let me have my Kardashian Christmas Eve with our family without like my ex lurking.
But isn't that like a big party? So they...
It is a big part. Now, listen, like I said, I don't know if it's true. And she might be like, who cares? And if the kids want them there, they want them there.
Right.
But I just was saying, if this is true, I'm totally on Courtney's side. And I think at a certain point, it's very nice if it's hard as an in-law, like if you adored your child's ex-boyfriend, especially if there's kids. And, so you want to be that nice Kris Jenner, all are welcome and come along and all, But also, like, at a certain point, like, it's your daughter takes precedent.
Yeah.
And, you do not want your ex.
No, I'm with you. I'm kind of with you on that one, too.
Yeah, like, enough already.
Right.
Like, Scott, it's fine.
But now, are the exes of everybody coming? Like, I think they all have an ex, right?
I don't think Kanye will be coming this year.
Yeah, exactly. Kanye.
I think in the past he has.
Half the NBA, honestly.
Lamar
Right.
got a sex doll, a Chloe sex doll.
Chloe sex
They
doll.
say the doll looks like Chloe.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he's sober and, doing stuff. He's on TV shows. He's
actually helping out other people to become
right.
sober.
Yeah, he has like sober living houses and stuff. But I'm sure she's like, but there was a time where like, even when they were broken up, I remember there was a birthday party of Chris's I came to a long time ago, and they were broken up.
Right.
And he came and he brought her a gift and they had like a nice moment. And, I think she, is always like, well, whatever. But that's been annoying to the girls too. Like at a certain point, they're like, Mom, like we're done with these people. And she just keeps. So I just thought.
I don't know if you've watched any of the movies, Christmas movies this year on whether it be Hallmark or Netflix they all have them now. They're all doing original Christmas movies, lots of them. And that, what you just mentioned, was basically the plot line of the latest Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie. Have you seen the trailer for it?
No.
On Netflix, I believe. And Lindsay Lohan shows up with the new boyfriend, husband or whatever. She cuts the house. The wife or whatever she's going is married to her ex-husband. Then they don't know it. And knock, knock, knock. Merry Christmas. What? And of course, into the coat room. Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I didn't know you were married to her. I didn't know you were married to him.
Oh, they're exes.
Yeah,
Got
and now
it.
they're stuck like in the house for a week together. And I guess we all know how it ends, right?
Right, they end up back together.
Yeah, I didn't know you liked orange juice. Well, you never asked.
Yeah. Well, I always talk about the dry bar movies.
Yeah.
And on Friday is when I went and got my hair done
Okay.
for the Vanderpump thing. And they had the dry bar movie, and it's all, you know, with the subtitles because people are blowing their hair,
Yeah.
right? And it was a Hallmark movie. And I mean, I was watching it, and I'm like, the romantic lead, in my opinion, is so 100% gay, but he's liking a girl.
Okay.
And even everything about it, like, I mean, it was just like, Shannon was there, my sister, and I'm like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, the casting, like, it's fine if he comes out. Like, there are gay Hallmark movies, as they should be, where, like, two guys fall in love.
Right.
Like, but come on. Like, just enough.
Right.
This is just so unbelievable. And
I think there's one out now that is Ken. You know, it's supposed to be Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. It's a football star, marries, you know, dates a pop
and then
star.
he ends up with the quarterback. He turns out to be gay.
I don't. I
That-
hope.
that I'd
God, I
watch.
hope.
That I
Yeah,
would watch.
That I would watch. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to see that. This was interesting. This is this guy, Mike Shulahead. Anyway, he was on Shaw's of Sunset for many years. And then the show has stopped, and it was very bad because video did come out of him being
I watched
abusive
that
to his
video,
ex.
yeah.
And whatever punishment was given, I think he's fulfilled it and
Right.
whatever. And anyway, so he shows up in my feed, and this video, I was like, I just have to share it with. He's walking. He's got his little like mic, you know. So he's spending some effort in doing these TikToks because otherwise you wouldn't have like the mic. You would just be
Okay.
doing it on your phone.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just left the gym, and I just have to tell you the greatest thing that happened. I walked into the sauna, and there were, you know, it was packed with guys. And
Okay.
this one guy there who had the biggest, and I immediately am like, is he going to say had the biggest dick? Because I'm
Yeah.
just imagining him walking in and like, this is an LA gym. Like, no, really? You have to go into the public sauna? Like, are guys still like doing that? It just seemed weird. So anyway, and he's like, had one of the biggest clothing lines. And he goes, and then
Oh.
that guy came up to me and said, I love your content. Keep doing what you're doing. You're such an inspiration. You make me want to work out more. So then I got, okay, so he's a life coach.
That's what he's doing now.
He's a life coach doing social influencing life coaching.
Wait, the guy who beat his wife on
Yes.
camera is life
Who is-
coaching?
Yes, on Shaw's, yes.
What is? I mean, some people just can't go away. You know, just like go get a job anywhere. Like, who's taking his life coaching?
And he goes, you know,
classes?
for years I was on TV and people would come up to me all the time, but this meant the most. This guy in the sauna.
Yeah,
And I'm just imagining just like this
Right.
guy just like sweating
yeah.
and him going in and like a towel around the waist and just like, hey man, you know, like, I don't know. I just thought it was,
Oh my God, this is
I mean, you can't blame someone, but it's funny. And I will
Right.
talk about something that makes me laugh. Now, this was not funny. I feel badly. 2 trucks carrying $1 million worth of tequila from Guy Fieri and Sammy Hagar's label vanished in apparent heist. We worked so hard. So over 24,000 bottles of Santo Tequila.
yeah.
It's co-owned by them. Went missing. The whole truck went missing in Texas. And I guess it took 39 months. This was like the whole lot of it. I don't even know if they have any of it now.
Oh,
It
that
took
was,
39 months to make this tequila. They were
Right.
so excited to like launch it and everything else. And it has like vanished.
really? Like, where could it possibly be?
I know. And then what do you do? Just relabel it? Like take all the
Yeah.
bottles and just put a new label and like sell it somewhere else?
I don't know. You know, maybe somebody's or selling on the black market. I always feel that way when people steal like priceless art. Like,
And
what are you
also,
gonna
is
do
there
with it?
any tequila that's not celebrity owned?
I feel like that's and not only tequila, like vodka, everything. It's kind of the way to go.
Yeah.
Maybe you make money at it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point we've all chosen our vodkas and tequilas. You know, nobody goes in to, like, do you have the Heidi Klum vodka? Like, it's like, no.
Lisa Barlow, who's a Real House of Salt Lake, she has one.
Yeah. Nobody goes into the bar going, do you have the Lisa Barlow?
Yeah, the Lisa Barlow Vita tequila. And then like Kathy Hilton was like a part owner of one. Yeah. I mean, obviously the Casamigos is huge.
Yeah.
I also feel
right.
like, first of all, that they were two guys and they were hot and cute, Clooney and Cindy Crawford's husband.
Yeah.
On a motorcycle together. You know, I guess they each ride a motorcycle, but you know how like they say there's things with the glitches in the Matrix where they say you think that the little guy in Monopoly actually has a monocle, but he doesn't. Have you ever looked at those kind of videos
Yes,
where you
I
like
have.
remember something
right.
different?
Yeah.
I literally in my head just saw George Clooney and Cindy Crawford's husband on the back of one motorcycle.
No, they're on separate motorcycles. Yeah, I see. It's on the side of a truck.
But that's where I think, no, there isn't a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
If this is like 25 years from now, someone will be like, were
Right.
these two guys? And they'll do like a photo and you'll be like, that's how I remember it. Them both on the motorcycle going with their hair in the wind and the sunglasses.
Yeah.
But no, they had two separate motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all these collabs or whatever.
Sammy Hagar and Guy Fieri. I feel like that's a good collab. I feel like they're like a similar type
Because Sammy
of guy.
Hagar always had he had the place in Cabo Wabo.
He's actually the original guy the first one to do celebrity-owned tequilas. Like, he was the first guy who did Cabo Wabo. And it became, I think he sold it for like $80 million something years ago. Pretty much put Cabo San Lucas on the map.
I had the best time ever. My senior year of SC, we went to Cabo, and whatever spring break we had was like not the same as a UC. So there weren't really that many college kids.
Yeah.
There. So anyway, I went around the beach one day and I just told everybody I was hosting a party because no one was going to Cabo Wabo. And I'm like, I'm hosting a party at Cabo Wabo. You have to be on the list.
Yeah.
But you guys go, whatever. And everyone's like, and then everyone just went there. They all thought I hosted it, but I didn't.
Oh, nice.
And I just let everyone in because it was like,
that's a good spot. Cabo, it's still there.
still there, and it was so fun.
Do you remember on the final Chelsea Lately? He was there.
Oh,
Sammy
yeah.
Hagar was there with his daughters, and he voluntarily gave the entire show. Like, he set up the bars.
Yeah.
With all his rum and his tequila and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice of him to do.
He's a cute guy.
Nice
Good
guy,
for him.
Sammy Hagar.
So Josh Groban is going to do a special for the holidays. Go Home for the Holidays in CBS Holiday Special with Jennifer Hudson and other stars. And they are going to feature a live adoption with a family welcoming a child from foster care.
Oh, on TV?
Yes. Now, I love seeing these videos where they go to their child that's been with them and they're like, do you know what today is? Or they show them at the courthouse, or like the kids' class all come, things like that. Like, I think it is like I will sit and cry and I love it.
Me too.
And so clearly some production company was like, we need to get these TikTok views and do this. Obviously, whoever they do is hopefully going to say, yes, I agree to it. But also, legally, like, a child can't really agree to choosing to be a public figure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like.
I feel like that's an interesting one to put on television. Why would you put that on TV?
And also, like, what if you are like the mom that lost the rights because you're, because you did fuck up the third time and you have a drug addiction or you're in prison and then the prison is like, let's watch the holiday Josh Groban show. And then you're like, like, I don't know. It's just kind of like.
Right.
Maybe they'll do it in a different way. Or maybe now that people are talking, they'll just get rid of it and just highlight how great it is to be a foster parent.
Okay.
Because it's like, I guess, there are no orphanages anymore.
Yeah.
They've all turned out to be horrible stories.
I mean, they always, isn't that like every.
I guess that's why foster care started, because they realized
Yeah.
if you don't have parents, we shouldn't just put them in like barracks and have like a mean like
Right,
lesbian
yeah.
nun hit them.
It's like isn't
like-
that the plot of Annie? Aren't we just, isn't that?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I played Annie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Instead of kisses, we get kicks.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah. That's a whole song. Now I'm not thinking about it. I'm like cotton blankets. Wait.
Yeah.
Instead of wool.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other song
didn't-
the other solo that Annie had was that one that was like she's imagining what her parents are like.
Yeah.
She's sitting sipping her coffee. He's sitting reading a bill. Betcha they're smart. Betcha they're something. Bet they collect things like ashtrays.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, ashtrays and art.
Oh.
Bet they're good. Why shouldn't they be?
Look at this.
Their one mistake was giving up me. Well, they won't play Annie now because
Nice
now it's
job.
going to make the parents feel real bad.
You were at Annie in what like high school?
Thank you that you asked. It
Yeah.
was a summer production
Oh.
of like Broadway's best.
Uh-huh.
And several of us were Annies, and I got only the best Annies out of the 2-week show got 2 nights.
Oh, you did
And
two
I
nights.
did the 3 things. The hard knock.
Yeah.
We had a bucket. And then that one, the solo, that was my favorite
So
one.
you didn't do the whole show. You
No,
did
and then
several
and then
numbers.
just tomorrow.
Okay, the sun will come out.
Yeah, tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah. Did you have a
And-
real dog on stage? Because I remember that was always the fun thing. They would have a real dog on stage playing.
Definitely not.
Sandy? Was it Sandy?
Sandy,
Yeah.
definitely not. And then also, she got adopted by a rich,
Daddy
older,
Warbucks.
single man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a wife.
No.
He didn't have older kids.
Right. Yeah.
And everyone thought that was fine.
Right.
I think that would be weird today.
Yeah.
I mean, I think sometimes they still allow it, but
Hmm.
I don't know about that.
Right. I mean, it depends, I actually had a comedian who opened for me last week. I was in.
Was it orphan?
No, he had foster children, and he was telling me the story about it.
Is he a single guy?
No, he has a wife,
Yeah.
but they have 3 foster kids,
Yeah.
and he was telling me the situation where, he has to go ask like permission of the parents for almost like everything. He's like, it's such a, they're like both in jail, and he has to go to the jail to like ask the dad, can I take them on a field trip to the school? I guess state by state it varies how much you have to have the family.
Well, you know what?
involved.
They just find out that the kids, no matter, they really want to be with the parents, and if they can rehabilitate the parents, that they feel like that is the right thing. But I would think it would be very hard to be a foster parent.
The funny thing was, he told me that both of these kids, they were brothers and one girl, sister, and they were given up for adoption at like 8. They weren't they weren't newborns. And I was like, oh, I didn't even. So I went home to my daughter and I was like, you better be careful. Like, this is not permanent. So I'll give you up tomorrow. Watch it.
Everybody that came from a larger family in my day, there was always older siblings telling a younger one who wouldn't know the truth.
Right.
You were adopted. And my brothers did that to Shannon.
Yeah.
Because she was blonde, blue-eyed.
Oh, okay.
And, it's just such a cruel thing because they believe it. They believe that in Santa,
Right.
they also believe how do I know that I wasn't adopted?
Right.
And again, it wasn't like, but then my mom would always say, oh, well, adopted children are the luckiest because everybody wants them.
Mhm.
Like that would be the way to say
good
it.
angle.
Yes. But then, but she didn't know
Right.
that they were telling Shannon that she was.
Well, we have adopted children in the French Ola family. We're decent people. Good people.
Yes.
Turns out my adopted nephew, he looks exactly like my brother. So it's just crazy. Like,
My friend
yeah, it
adopted.
turns out they like morphed into like looking like each other.
My friend adopted a daughter, and she's fabulous. She's like a junior or something in college, and brunette. Totally looks like my friend.
I think they eventually just, people say they look, just eventually start looking like each other.
I think it just sometimes can happen.
Yeah.
It's just like a fluke. Okay, Beyonce, we talked about that. She's playing
doing
the thing.
halftime. Yeah, like not halftime, but
The last story, Britney Spears has paid her last check to
Oh.
K-Fed.
Yeah.
The boy is over 18. The youngest one is 18. He came to visit her.
But you still got to give something, right?
I
doesn't
mean, I think whatever she does will be
Yeah.
through him.
Yeah.
So if she wants to say, why don't you live here? Or here's an allowance or whatever. But I don't know. There's something about this that makes me hope and pray that there could be something great coming from this.
Like what?
Like, I don't know if
Something great coming from Brittany?
something great from him being 18 and they rebuilding a relationship. Maybe it's because he does need some assistance, which most
Right.
18-years do. But
Is it-
maybe they could, like, I don't know, like have.
Don't
Just
they
because
live
I
in
have such a
Hawaii or
good
something? With
they were,
Federline? Yeah.
but I'm just saying, who knows?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I have such a nice relationship with my boys. I would just like that for her. And I feel like she really didn't have one like the last 10
Yeah.
years. And so I don't know.
Yeah.
But of course, people wonder now what's Cavehead going to live off of?
Yeah. Oh, he's not going to get anything anymore?
Yeah,
Well, I
why
think
would
he
he?
must, right? He's got to get some.
No, they were married for like 2 years. No, he was only getting child support, no alimony.
Huh.
Yeah. So what's he going to do?
Life coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Why wouldn't he be?
Life coach and also podcast.
Podcast.
And
Oh,
it'll be
I'd listen
about
to that.
parenting because he
Yeah.
did. He had 2 kids with Shar Jackson,
Right.
2 kids with Brittany, and then he has a wife that I think he's still with that was like played volleyball or something, and they have a couple kids.
Really?
And she's like a volleyball coach. That's why they moved to Hawaii.
He was a backup dancer, right? That's where it all began?
He's a backup dancer, and he
Had a song, Popo Zao. Remember that song? Popo Zao? Wasn't that his big hit?
Yes. Last story, James Dean.
Yes.
Now, I was thinking, there's a book coming out saying, he had a gay lover, and the gay lover said, he paid him $800 to keep his mouth shut. And James Dean was this gorgeous star that had 3 of his movies were like, they're like in the, they learned them.
He only made 3 movies.
He only made 3 movies. And he was nominated for 2 Oscars post-death.
Yeah.
For the last 2. Rebel Without a Cause, which was like, why are these kids in the 50s like fighting against their parents?
Rebel Without a Cause, Giant, and East of Eden, I believe, were 3 movies.
Yes, you are
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was just going to say, first of all, who cares if he was gay? No one cares.
I mean, it's always
and
been
who's
the
going to
rumor.
read this story? Like, I don't care enough. And then so an 80-year-old is
Right.
going to go read this book. Like, I'm just kind of like, does anyone? We know there was a lot of gay people that had to be secretive
Back in those days.
in
Yeah,
Hollywood.
right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But he had a couple girlfriends, and I looked up the Wikipedia, and he had he went to UCLA, and he had like a couple girlfriends, and he got very jealous of one girlfriend when a guy asked her to dance. But then that was when the studios, probably because they had so many closeted gay actors, that's when they would put them out with people, on, Now people just do it themselves. They just call the paparazzi and they are like, let's just go meet at Craig's and act like we're dating.
right.
And hopefully the housewives will ask us back on or whatever. But like back then it was like a whole machine, to
Yeah.
be like, oh, now we know who this girl is because she's dating James Dean. But
Right.
really, he was gay the whole time or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, who's going to read that book?
I
And
know.
who's writing it? Like, how old's that person who's still researching old James Dean?
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, good luck with this.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, Chris, tell us, where are your
Oh my
next
God,
gigs?
so
Are
many
you done? Are you done for the year yet?
Almost getting
Okay.
there. Hartford, Connecticut this Thursday night. Hartford Funny Bone Thursday night. The Music Hall in Portsmouth, New Hampshire already sold out. Don't even bother.
Oh, great.
And then Rochester, New York, Saturday night, November 23rd, comedy at the Carlson in Rochester. First show sold out. Second show, second show. Come on, people. 9:00.
I want to say, second show. So when I was at Irvine, my first shows were sold out as well. And the second show Saturday wasn't as full.
Right.
But I have to say, it was my favorite set of the night.
They always are.
It was so fun because I was like warmed up and the audience was great. No one was
Yeah.
wasted. No one was, they got to go and eat dinner before. It was great.
Right.
And it was honestly so fun. I wasn't tired. I didn't mind at all. And I'm so glad because we filmed that set too. Because I was like, oh my God, I really think like my jokes were like the best and the most fun then. So
You're a little
go
looser,
to the second
you
show.
kinda- yeah, anyway,
go to the
that's it.
second show.
And then, of
people.
course, to finish out, Steel Stacks in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, December 5th. Bananas in New Jersey, December 6th. This one, I'm my hometown of Long Island, the Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore, Long Island, on Saturday, December 7th. The strange thing is, well, you don't, I mean, this is your hometown. I always hear comedians, they're like, oh, go back to my hometown, sold out 10 shows, you know? They never come out for me on Long
honestly,
Island.
I am from where I live.
Yeah.
And I pretty much think the hometown hates me.
Yeah, no, like you and I did, what was it, Canyon Club
They're
once,
so
years ago?
over me.
Yeah.
Like my own personal friends are completely over me.
But isn't that the way? Isn't that just age, though?
And
You
then
get
when
over everybody.
when I would think like, oh my God, the school is going to be so excited to come see me at the Thousand Oaks Civic Arts Center because, I'm going to talk about things that they can relate and all that. And I think for me, it's an LA thing. I just think LA people are just kind of like we have so many options and we're so fickle and stuff. So LA is hard.
Yeah.
But I would think it would be different not in LA, but I guess it's not.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just playing a comedy club, dude. It's not like I'm playing Radio City Music Hall. Like I'm at Brokerage Comedy Club, December 7th. Come on, one night, one show only, Saturday night. Come down. And then Funny Bone in Albany, the 8th of December. And then New Year's Eve, I'm at Tacoma Comedy Club, New Year's Eve, Tacoma, Washington. New Year's Eve.
I love
That's it.
Thank you, Chris.
Hawaii for Christmas with my family.
Good for you.
What about you? Christmas.
Christmas is going to be between like La Quinta and Mammoth and stuff. Just places we can drive.
Have you decorated the house yet? People went right from, now it's perfectly acceptable. Right from Christmas, from Halloween to Christmas.
I have minimal decorations at La Quinta, but I am going to put them up. I have 2 fake trees and balls and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm debating, do I bring, because I'm doing it, I'm going to be there. Do I bring some of my other decorations down or do I just keep it simple and clean? I know Peter doesn't want me to. I know he wants to not have it all decorated.
The only reason why I say simple is because it's you got to take it all down. That's such a pain in the ass.
I know. I think I'm going to keep it the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I will have that up for Thanksgiving.
Right. Okay.
Which I normally would like when people were normal, like before Christmas was like a 3-month event.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would wait the day and even the day after Thanksgiving was a little soon.
Right. My whole neighborhood is already up for Christmas, all done. Everyone's got their lights up.
Yeah.
It's ready to go.
Amazing. Chris, it's Frangiola.fun.
Frangiola.fun has all the dates, and then cover to cover is my podcast. So many. Thank you once again. I do these shows live. I'm out there a lot, I'm out boots on the ground. And that's why I feel like I see more of this country. You too. I mean, we see more of this country than most. So nothing surprises us. The last couple of weeks did not surprise me at all.
And everybody's, everybody gets a laugh and can enjoy comedy and have a little escapism.
I know, it's
and
fun.
Have some
it's fun out there. I feel like life's getting fun again. I feel like people are coming out, starting to. There was a time when it looked like things were going to be rough. Late night was gone, but I think it's happening again. Good-looking people are back. Here's what we got. Here's what's coming back. Late night. Like I saw a thing the other day, like best clubs in LA.
You mean late night going out?
Like going out, like
okay.
Not
people, late night TV.
Like there was the late night, like going out.
Yeah.
Like people were 10 o'clock. Bars were closed over the last 5 years. But now I feel like there's a little more.
People are ready to live again.
Yeah, people are ready to live again.
Because they're like, how much time do we have left?
That's it. Exactly.
I guess aliens are a real thing. They're coming. It's been proven. They're coming.
Right.
We've been here. They're hanging out. We don't know.
They're like among us. Yes,
they're among us.
Like
whatever. So you might as well just have fun. Because who knows how much longer
how long it took me to get to Starbucks this morning. I think, no shit, there's aliens among us. One of them was my barista this morning. I had no idea what I was talking about. Chris, it's Chris. All right.
Love you, Chris.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. This episode of Juicy Scoop is brought to you by No CD. When people joke about, I'm a little OCD, I wish they knew what it was really like to live with OCD because it's nothing like the stereotypes. It can feel like there's nothing you could do, but it doesn't have to stay that way because OCD is highly treatable with the right kind of care. And that's why I want to tell you about NoCD. To learn more about therapy with NoCD, go to nocd.com and schedule a free 15-minute call with their team. That's NOCD.com to learn more and book a free 15-minute call.